Good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business, RTV's primetime business news bulletin. I'm Indivari Amwat. Here's a look at tonight's headlines first. Indian Commerce Minister visits Sri Lanka, EDCA to be discussed. And IMF says they expect 2017 budget to be more transparent. A look at your stories in detail now. India's Union Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Nirmala Sitharaman, is visiting Sri Lanka from today in a bid to expand bilateral trade relations between the two countries. She is being accompanied by senior ministry officials along with a business delegation. The proposed economic and technical cooperation agreement between the two countries is likely to be discussed prominently during the discussions with the Sri Lankan Prime Minister and other officials. The visit comes ahead of the meeting scheduled in New Delhi later this week to further discuss the agreement. Both sides have begun negotiations on the draft agreement, and the first round of talks were held in Colombo last month. And head of the staff mission of the International Monetary Fund says they expect the 2017 budget to be more transparent on both revenue and expenditure sides. Jayavuli, the IMF mission head to Sri Lanka, expressed this addressing a media conference in Colombo recently.
Rationalizing the budget and improving the efficiency and equity of revenue collection, or to make it more operational, we talk about publishing tax expenditure to make it very clear where are exceptions being made and the like. And as a result, by increasing transparency, increasing overall efficiency and equity of the government budget on both revenue and expenditure side.
Meanwhile, IMF resident representative in Sri Lanka noted that the IMF is extending technical assistance to the government in order to revive state-owned entities. She said that the assistance will ensure that the management of state-owned entities is more transparent and consistent.
And there has to be clear agreement between state-owned enterprises and government, how those public good aspects and how commercial operations of state-owned enterprises are treated. And obviously, to enable enterprises to be on a stronger commercial footing, pricing mechanism is an important aspect of it. So in that sense, we are discussing principles of how you manage state-owned enterprises, and then individual decisions may be part of it. But for us, this enforcing and supporting those long-term principles is a more important objective.
Leader of the Communist Party, D.U. Gunasekara, says the government's revenue collection mechanisms need to be improved through a discussion with all stakeholders. He said otherwise it will be further disrupted.
අලුත් බදු ප්‍රතිපත්තිය අලුත් බදු පරිපාලනය අද මේ ආයතන ඔක්කොම බිඳ වැටිලා සම්පූර්ණ මේ ගොඩනගන්න බැරි තරම් නිකන් අපේක්ෂා කරන IMF එක දිහා කවුරු ඇවිල්ලා කිව්වත් මේ ආයතන වලින් අවසානයේදී ඒවා ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ බදු එකතු කරන්න ඕනේ රජය ආදායම ගොඩනගන්න බට නම් ආණ්ඩුවක් කරා යන්න බෑ විශේෂයෙන් අත්හැරීද මේක අපි තොර තෝංචයක් නැතුව අඛණ්ඩව පහුගිය අවුරුදු 10 තිස්සේ වමේ අපි පාර්ලිමේන්තුව තුල ඇමති මණ්ඩලය තුල මාධ්‍ය හරහා තුට්ටු දෙකකට ගණන් ගත්තේ නැහැ. අද මේ ආණ්ඩුවත් එහෙමයි ඉස්සරින් ආණ්ඩුවත් එහෙම තමයි. අපි හරියට මේ සම්බන්ධ හැප්පුණා. එතරම් තිබෙන පන්ති ප්‍රශ්නයකුත් තියෙනවා. ඒක හේතුව.
The Finance Ministry says the quantum of VAT payment will come down under the proposed amendment to the VAT Act, despite an increase in the rate from 11% to 15%. Under the proposed amendment, retail and wholesale merchants whose daily turnover exceeds 138,000 rupees will be liable to pay VAT. The ministry said that VAT will really be charged only on the revenue accumulated on the sale of VATable goods. VAT should be paid for certain commodities such as cosmetics, biscuit, soap and other processed food items. All other essential commodities have been exempted from value-added tax. VAT is borne by the final or the ultimate consumer and not by the trader. With that, we take a short break. We'll be back with more on State of Business on the other side. Welcome back to the news. The Commercial Bank of Maldives, a subsidiary of Commercial Bank of Ceylon and a joint venture with Treetop Investments Maldives formally inaugurated its banking operations in the Maldives today. Maldivian President Abdullah Yameen Abdul Gayoom was the chief guest at the occasion. Commercial Bank holds 55% stake in the joint venture. The joint venture is the third overseas banking operation of the Commercial Bank after Bangladesh, which the bank entered in 2003 and Myanmar, where the bank opened a representative office in June 2015. Treetop Investments, the Maldivian partner in the joint venture, was founded in May 2013 by a group of successful shareholders in the Maldives. And Sri Lankan Airlines will enhance its focus on the Asia-Middle East region by commencing services between the Pakistani city of Lahore and Sri Lanka's capital, Colombo, from tomorrow. The route will be served by Sri Lanka's medium-haul fleet of Airbus A320 and A321 aircraft. Sri Lanka already has a daily service to Karachi, Pakistan's largest city and commercial centre. The service will be twice weekly for the first month of operations, with flights on Tuesday and Thursday, and will then be increased to thrice weekly starting from the 30th of October, with a change to flights on Wednesdays and Fridays and Sundays. With the addition of Lahore, Sri Lankan will expand its network to 100 destinations in 48 countries. Chairman of Sri Lankan Airlines, Ajit Dias, said, quote, "This is an important step in our strategy of increasing our focus on Asia, from the Middle East in the west to China and Japan in the east. In addition, as we announced previously, we are taking over operations of Mihin Lanka in accordance with our government's policy," unquote. Moving on, the Socialist Youth Union alleged that the government is contemplating a reduction of the student intake to external degree courses at state universities. Addressing media, the union said that authorities have instructed certain universities to cut down their external intake to the number of internal students.
1,25,000ක් වගේ පිරිසක් තමයි A level හැම පාරම පාස් වෙන්නේ. සාමාන්‍ය විශ්වවිද්‍යාල සඳහා අවස්ථාව හම්බෙන්නේ 25,000ක් වගේ පිරිසකට තමයි. ඒ කියන්නේ ලක්ෂයකට වඩා පිරිසක් මේ අධ්‍යාපන ක්‍රියාවලිය ඇතුලේ A level සමත් වුණත් ඔවුන් අනාථ කරලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට දැන් ආණ්ඩුව මේ උපාධිධාරීන් ප්‍රමාණය දෙගුණ කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා නම් කරන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද? පළවෙනි එක තමයි මේ බඳවා ගැනීමට සීමා පනවන්න නැතුව මේකට උපරිම ප්‍රමාණයක් සම්බන්ධ කරගන්න එක.
We take a short break. We'll be back with Stock Watch on the other side. Welcome back. Market ended the week on a mixed note today as local investors were driven on the boards. Foreign investors were net sellers for the day, which saw them divest on Lion Brewery and John Keells Holdings. However, buying was present on TJ Lanka. The all-share price index today dipped 0.27 to close at 6,478.94, while the S&P SL20 index gained 1.82 to close trading at 3,589.17. Turnover for the day amounted to 615 million rupees, with 40 million shares traded throughout the day. The top traded counters were Lion Brewery with 191 million rupees, Ceylon Tobacco 57.1 million rupees, TJ Lanka 43 million rupees, Central Investments and Finance 29.6 million rupees, and John Keells Holdings 27 million rupees. Foreign inflows amounted to 105.8 million rupees, while outflows totaled 289 million rupees. Here's a look at the day's foreign currency rates for you. That's all the news from State of Business for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Until then, take care. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night.